Okay, so we're going to talk about what research is. So I made this little handout for you to attach to our documents this week in my file in Class Dojo. So you will have this to kind of look over as you do your research. So why do people do research? So the number one reason people do research is to find information about a topic, and you basically use different sources to help you find that information. So what's a source? Think to yourself, where can you find different information that you may need? So nonfiction books, meaning like if you're looking up research about a shark, you wouldn't look up a fiction book about a shark. You would want to look up a nonfiction book. So you would go in the library and find a nonfiction, realistic book about sharks, meaning where do sharks live and their habitats and so forth. You can use the internet. I know that's a very popular thing these days, especially now with distance learning. So you would look at different reliable internet websites to find information about your topic. An encyclopedia, I know I've used that term in the past with you, and sometimes people will say, well, what's an encyclopedia? Before internet, before it was so easily accessible on Google, you would have to open up the encyclopedia and there was a whole section just on your topic. So if you're looking up information about Abraham Lincoln, you would go to the L encyclopedia and look up Lincoln, and you would find what you could about him. A newspaper is a good resource. Even interviews. So say you're doing a biography, if you have access to the person, you would do an interview of the expert, the person that you are writing about. So different topics that you may want to research. So you may want to research people, events, is that on there? Cultures, different places, plants, habitats, diseases, natural disasters, insects, planets. So I made a list there for you of what you might want to research about something. Now, of course, I'm giving you your research topic this week. And there's so much more that you can research and find things on. Some of you just have an interest in certain things, and I know you talk to me about different animals and things that you're interested in science, and you kind of do that research on your own. So you look things up, you read different books about it, you read nonfiction texts about it, and you find that information easily. So some steps to doing our research. You, one, want to pick your topic. So there's many ideas that are out there that you could research. This week, I'm going to have you research New York City as your topic and help me to make a brochure to kind of convince Chester Cricket that he should stay in New York City instead of heading back to Connecticut in this story. Step 2 for research is search for your information. So our major platform right now is online, so I expect you all to be probably using your resources online to find your information. Newspapers, you can, if you have any books, encyclopedias, those are also areas you can find your research. Step 3 says to organize your information, and then step 4 is to present it and share it. So I'm going to talk about that, especially because your research project is a brochure. So I mean, obviously, I would like you to gather your thoughts before you do your final copy, and then organize it all, and then present it to me. And you're going to share it to me. And of course, you're not going to be in front of the whole class, but you're going to be like this and make a video for me. Okay? I'm doing it, so you can do it too. So I'm going to give you this to kind of organize your material on. So you'll get this paper on my file this week that you can organize all your material on. Okay? It says at the end of chapter 4, it seems as though Chester Cricket is homesick and misses Connecticut. If you were one of his friends, either Harry Cat or Tucker Mouse, what would you do to convince Chester to stay in New York City? Using books and or the internet for research, create a tri-fold brochure like the example below. Make sure your brochure includes activities, events, places, and pictures, and you can print those or hand-drawn, whatever you have access to, that would entice Chester to want to stay in New York City. So it gives you what should be on the inside of your trifold and what should be on the back side of it. And here kind of gives you like a way to organize what you're going to look up and find, or as you're looking up what you found. So ideas for my brochure: what activities are there to do in New York City, what events are there to do in New York City, and what places are there to stay in New York City. So first of all, you know how to make a trifold, I hope. So if you don't, just very simply take a piece of paper, kind of fold it halfway through, halfway over, and then line it all up. And then you have your trifold. So this is your inside, and then this is your outside. So this very first spot is very easy. It is basically just your cover. So whatever you would like to put on your cover. Mine is very simple right now because I don't want you kind of stealing my ideas. I didn't really put much in it. I just wanted to show you a little outline. So on the front, I just put "Welcome to New York City," kind of like a skyscraper picture on the front. And of course, you can use printouts if you want and post a couple different pictures on the front if you want to make it, look pretty. Okay, so let's talk about the inside, since all three of these are on the inside. The first side over here will be your activities. So what activities might you be able to do in New York City? There's a ton. So research it. I just put, just very quick, visit Statue of Liberty. Then you could put a picture next to it and maybe why you would want to visit there. Central Park, you can put a picture next to it. And again, maybe what is so special about going to Central Park. Okay. In the middle, it's places to visit. So activities and places to visit, they can kind of flip-flop and interchange. So you can, put a couple here and then put a couple in the middle. So other places to visit in New York are Times Square. I have Empire State Building, shopping, and again, put why would you want to visit there? What's so special about some of those places? And there's way more than what's on my trifold, so you can find that in your research. And then events. Think about what some events are in New York City: Broadway, Radio City Music Hall, what else you can do there for events. And then on the back, so again, we have your cover is the very front. In the middle is going to be your free choice. So I just kind of did Times Square is amazing. Remember, you're trying to convince Chester to stay there. What's so great about it? The Big Apple is the nickname. I love NYC because people wear that on shirts who visit there. And then the last part is going to be where to stay. I know it's a little backwards on yours. So I kind of left that one blank. I'm going to let you guys do the research for that too. I know there's a ton of places that you could stay and hang out in New York City. So this is your research this week. New York City brochure. It should not take you that long. Okay. Be creative. Use this as your template to kind of help you find the activities, events, places to visit, and then all you have to do is your final copy, and then send me a little video showing me what you picked for your activities, your places to visit, and your events, and just kind of show off your brochure to me. Doesn't need to be longer than 2-3 minutes, just to show me your little clip. And you can send that to me through Dojo Portfolio. My email's fine too, or through Messenger on Dojo. Okay. I really appreciate all the work you're putting in, and I hope you like Cricket in Times Square. I'm trying to make it a little bit more fun activities for you, so hopefully I see a lot of good videos coming my way this week. Okay? Thanks, everybody.